Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started with the program, I want to thank TV47, Chris, Robert, and all those involved with helping us put on our program. Well, we've just finished the Christmas season, and which is a time of giving and being with family and eating lots of good food, but there are people all year long, not just at Christmas, who do not have enough food to eat. And we're going to talk about some people, wonderful people here in Sylacauga, who are doing everything they can to keep that from happening. And that is Jim and Linda Jones. They are with Alabama Childhood Food Solutions here in Sylacauga. Thank y'all so much for being here right after Christmas.
Oh, we're excited to be here.
Thank you for having us. We're delighted to be here.
I'm glad. I think you were on the show, but it's been several years ago, so it's time to talk about Alabama Childhood Food Solutions again. Yeah. Before we get started, though, tell us about yourselves. Most people probably know you, but tell people who you are.
Well, we're both co-founders of Alabama Childhood Food Solutions. I'm Linda, and this is Jim, and we've been married for about 30 years, and we have 6 children. Wow. And 17 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren now.
Oh, goodness, that's wonderful.
We have a house full, but we love children, and that has to do with how we kind of started Alabama Childhood Food Solutions.
Wow, great.
And I was a library director. I actually started the one at Mignon Baptist Church.
Yes.
And then when we moved to First Baptist, I was there for over 10 years.
I remember, yes.
So we have a library connection here.
We do have a library connection. That's
Yes.
great. We appreciated that at church, I know so much, yeah. Well, what is Alabama Childhood Food Solutions?
Alabama Childhood Food Solutions is a private organization, 501c3. We started out and continue to desire to end hunger in central Alabama. It started small, and it has grown up to the point that we serve nearly 5,000 people each month with more than a week's worth of groceries. A backpack to children in 38 schools, and that provides them with food over the weekend when they might not have food at home. And it's exciting for the children especially. It's like Christmas every Friday when they get their little bag, and they're so appreciative, and I think they enjoy it because they eat part of it before they get home.
I'm sure they do. And you know, as I talk to people about this, or I think, is there really? I mean, are there really that many families that don't have enough food? I'm just not aware, maybe.
Well, you can't see hunger as you drive down the street.
That's true.
The doors are closed, and the families are very tight-knit about whether they need food or not. Children are afraid to tell anybody other than their teacher, maybe, that they're hungry, afraid of the government system that might take them out of their home because the parents weren't providing.
Oh, that's
Parents
true.
are afraid to say anything because if they tell people that they're in desperate need, the same thing might happen. Somebody come along and want to evaluate the family, and that's tough on a family.
Right.
So we hear by word of mouth, and then people share by word of mouth. The teachers and school staffs in 38 schools, 5 different school districts, are making a difference by walking with us to identify the kids. Often we don't know the names of the kids that we serve.
All the time we don't know them.
Right.
We try to protect their privacy and the family's privacy by just providing the food that is needed. And we do that in a pretty dramatic way.
Really?
In Alabama right now, there's 1 in 4 of every child that is hungry, and that's a high.
Goodness.
Alabama is about the 4th state
4th or 5th state in the nation.
in the nation that is the poorest and hungry.
And we think, I know, when kids are in school, they're fed breakfast and lunch.
Yes.
But we forget about the evenings and the weekends.
Right.
Well, and that's where we try to step in and make a difference. So many of the families are working, but they work on the weekend, and the children are left at home, and we provide child-friendly food in our little weekly bag of food. We used to call it a backpack, but we decided that wasn't good. The kids would forget to bring the backpack back to be refilled. And on rare occasions, we would open a backpack and out would climb a little mouse.
Oh my! It wouldn't take very long for me to change that.
So that was just a
Right.
T-shirt bag that we provide the food in.
They don't have to bring it back or anything like that.
What kinds of food, when you say child-friendly food, I know you're not talking about candy and donuts.
No.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We do Vienna sausage, ramen noodles. We have it's like SpaghettiOs and
Yes.
any kind of meat product that we can get in the cans, the
Yes, a
smaller
small
cans.
can,
And this last time we put in some big cans, but they're awfully heavy. And it
Right.
takes away from putting some other stuff in there. We like to give them we give them 9 items.
Goodness.
We give them a Little Debbie, we give them Nutri-Grain, Pop-Tarts, grits, oatmeal, cereal, and fruit.
Okay.
It's
Things-
just a
yeah.
wide assortment that we try to put in there so that each child, if they don't like one item, they can eat the rest. And it's always, we try to do the Pop-Tops
Oh, yes.
where children can do it themselves. You know, they don't have to go to their parents.
It doesn't necessarily have to be cooked, as in mixed with other ingredients on the stove.
It's just something that they can do themselves. And with crackers, we give them crackers. Ritz crackers, regular crackers, whatever we can get at that particular time. And we like to have it where the child can fix it themselves.
Right.
And they can actually, and it's, what do you call it? You don't have to keep it in the refrigerator.
Oh, yes, it doesn't have...
Non-perishable.
Non-perishable is the word I was
yeah.
trying to find.
Great, yeah.
And they can actually hide it if they want to keep their parents or their significant others coming in and taking that bag, because we've heard of that before too.
Oh,
And if there's more than one child in the family, each child gets a bag. Even if they have some at home, the teachers tell us if they have some at home, and they send them a bag also.
that is
Because this
wonderful.
bag only does for one child, I think, you know.
Right.
We would like to do more, but it gets too heavy and
Well,
just
that's true.
can't
And these
do
are
it.
could be small children,
Right, yeah.
5 and 6 years
Yeah.
old.
Very often.
And it's just to help them along. It's not to take place of their meals if they have one, you know. So.
Oh, goodness. I can't imagine how you pack all of those. That has to be an ordeal. Not an ordeal, a wonderful thing.
It is a great
It's pretty dramatic. We have, on a daily basis, we only have about 30 to 50 volunteers. On a weekly basis or monthly basis, we have over 500 people that we can contact to ask them to help us. Wow. We bring our volunteers in. We have the food prepared in big bins, and they can grab a bag, walk around the table, put one.
Okay.
You only have to be able to count to 1 to volunteer.
I could do that.
So they put individual items in the bag, and in each bag we put a life event card to encourage kids in their life and their walk in their family life.
Great. That's wonderful.
Well, we have schools that bring the children to us in buses and volunteer.
Oh, okay.
And when they bring those, that's what they mainly do is
Yes.
pack those bags, because we have like 17 to 1,800 bags going out the door a week.
Goodness.
So
Goodness, yes.
it takes a lot of packing to get all that done. So.
That is great. And I'm glad you have a lot of help.
Yes,
do.
That is wonderful.
we are too.
I know. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Jim and Linda.
It's been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Jim and Linda Jones with Alabama Childhood Food Solutions. You were just telling me about all the volunteers you have and how you pack the bags to send home with the kids. So we're going to look at some slides of that and then some other things, some pictures here. You said you have people come in all the time, a lot of the time.
Yes.
Maybe not
Yes.
every.
Yes.
Yeah.
We get volunteers
There we
from
go,
a
yeah.
number of places. These two people, these kids and all the kids in Talladega County raised over $6,000 by filling socks with coins in the month of November. And $6,000 will feed a lot of children.
Goodness.
It's
Yeah.
quite amazing. That's the way we do it. We put it in bins, and then we put one item from each bin in the sacks for the children. You only have to be able to count to one to be a volunteer.
And you can see the little one peeping over the bin
we,
there.
Yeah.
But she was tickled to death to be there to help.
Oh.
we allow volunteers over the age of 10,
Okay.
and occasionally one will sneak in on us, and it's good
Right.
because we appoint them as missionaries to the state of Alabama.
Oh, good. And here they are doing some other things. That's wonderful. Do you do food for adults too, or families, or is it just for children?
No, we are actually doing for the families also. And
Okay.
we're doing about 700 families once a month.
Oh, goodness.
And some of those families are pretty big. We even have one that has 9 in a family.
Goodness, yes.
Right now, the families are growing because their children are coming back home because they are without a house or
Right.
a job or something. So the family matriarchs and patriarchs are bringing them in and taking care of them again. So we increase the number of food that we give to them.
That's
And we
wonderful.
go by how many's in the family to give them food. And they average about 80 to 90 pounds of food when we give it to them.
Goodness.
That's a full grocery cart of food that the
yes.
family will get at least. We get the food from Feeding America, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Community Food Bank of Birmingham, and 5 major grocery stores along 280 between here and Birmingham. And we literally have tons of food arriving 4 days a week so that we can provide to our community and help families through some pretty hard times.
Yes. That was going to be my next question. How do you get your food? Do you go go pick up food?
We do.
People deliver?
We have 3 vans with freezer trailers so that
Okay.
we can move food. And sometime in the next 2 to 3 days, we will receive our 26-foot box truck.
That's a
Be
freezer
able-
truck.
Yeah, it's a freezer truck that will be able to carry what I would consider maybe a 25,000-pound load at one time. God is providing in our, that's one of our freezer trailers. And it's amazing how much food you can actually shove into one of these things. 3 or 4 pallets of food and bring it back frozen safely. And we monitor all the temperature and times so that we can guarantee that our food is high quality.
Right.
But we put about 5 or 6 pieces of meat in everybody's bags, and that includes roast, hams, sausage, steak, just whatever you would go to the grocery store and buy.
Right.
That's what we put in their bags.
So for families, you're able to give fresh food.
Yes,
Fresh food.
Yes, because
Every
they're
day-
coming to
Every
pick it
day
up.
we get fresh vegetables, produce
Oh,
in, and we go through it. And our motto is, if you won't eat it, throw it away. So it's always fresh, and we try to
Yes.
make sure it's good for somebody to eat.
Right.
And all the scrap food, we have another lady that's got animals, so all that goes to the animals. So we don't waste anything.
Nothing is wasted.
No.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful.
I'd like to comment on that not wasting. There's over a billion pounds of food thrown away in central Alabama each year. And with the help of a number of other small food pantries, we're making a difference in how the food is distributed and how people receive the food.
In each box, that we used to let people come into our warehouse.
Yes.
And we would able to love on them and, just be with them.
Yes, talk
But
to
now,
them.
since COVID hit, everything changed, so they have to come around in a car. So we have to have everything prepackaged, ready to go out. So they get 2 big boxes. And in those boxes, we have bread and desserts, we have milk, we have butter and cheese, and some kind of nuts.
Yes.
We have all kind of fruits and vegetables, some that I've never even heard of. I mean,
We're all
whatever
for trying
comes
new
in.
things, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and then
great.
we have all the vegetables, and then we have what we call frozen produce. That's
Okay.
anything that you find in the frozen section.
Sure,
we get
yes,
that. You know,
yes.
like frozen pizzas, dinners, and stuff like
Yes,
that.
uh-huh.
And then Chick-fil-A here, our Chick-fil-A gives us food from them. Anything that they haven't used in 15 minutes comes to us. So when you go to Chick-fil-A, you get it fresh, let me tell you.
Yes,
So,
you do.
and then we have milk and eggs and what else?
I think you've done a pretty good description.
So I mean,
of that.
and flour, and then we have all the dry goods. I mean, they get
Oh,
cans and
goodness.
cans of stuff, and flour, meal, sugar,
Right.
ketchup, just whatever we have, it goes out the door.
That is great.
And it's in distributing the food that we receive, we go essentially, except for the frozen items, from ceiling to floor every week.
Yeah.
So there's no, we don't have a food packed out for April and May.
Okay.
If we get it this week, you get it this week.
Yeah.
That's great.
And-
Everything
and-
is fresh.
Everything
Everything's
is
fresh.
fresh,
Yeah.
and we still have appointments available in the event someone
Yeah.
needs food.
How could someone get arranged to get food? I know you said because of COVID, people do not come in to pick up their food. How do they get in touch with you?
We have what we call a hotline number.
Okay.
And it's 938-201-2129.
Okay,
And-
we'll tell that again. in a
Yeah,
little
and
bit.
we have a web page also,
okay.
alabamachildhoodfood.com. And they can go on there and see all the information, and that's right on the very front page where they can hit on it right quick.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's a lot of work.
On that web page also, we have places for people to volunteer, so
Oh,
we're
yeah.
always wanting volunteers.
Yes,
So
yes,
go there and
I'm
volunteer, please.
It's great to bring a group from school, a group from your
Yes.
church, a youth group, adults, youth and adults. I
Oh,
know
yes,
children
yes.
are 10 years old and up need to see that everybody doesn't have the food they have.
Right.
True.
I think. And adults too, myself included, we all need to see.
Well, everybody that comes says, well, we're coming back because we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. You know, we want to come back. This was fun. So,
Yes,
yeah.
great. How long have you been doing this? Or
We-
how did Alabama Childhood Food Solutions come to be?
Well, we had a family medical emergency, and we went to Cincinnati, Ohio, to Children's Center up there, and took care of the family medical emergency. While we were there, we went to Kenwood Baptist Church. They were having a guest speaker who describes how he started a backpack ministry in Cincinnati. And at the end of his little sermonette, he pointed right at Linda and myself and said, "Somebody needs to do something in your area, and you're somebody."
Oh,
And
Wow.
we took that to mean that God wanted us to do something about the people in our area.
He had already laid it on our hearts anyway. And it was just a confirmation when he said, you're somebody, you know. And it's amazing to me all the time how God works that way.
it is.
He had been talking to us. We've been on, I don't know how many trips as medical
Right.
missionaries and evangelism. And we came back from Africa, and it was just like God was saying, you've got people right here in your own backyard you need to be feeding, you know. And so we were already wrestling with that. And so when he just pointed his finger at us, it was just like, yes, Lord, we know you're talking
God
to
does
us,
that.
you know.
I feel like with me, he has to drop a load of bricks on me
Right,
sometimes,
absolutely.
but he does. And because of that, I knew part of that story because I've read your book. They've written a book called "If You Distribute, I Will Provide: One Couple's Call to Trust God to Feed Hungry Children."
Yes.
I've read about 3/4 of this. It's a wonderful book.
Thank
And
you.
so we'll have, when I finish it, I'm going to turn it back to the library. We'll have it available to check out. But that was quite an endeavor, writing a book,
Oh, it
wasn't
was.
As so many people do this, I have said for many years, someday I'm going to write a book.
it? Yes.
And so almost a year ago, we partnered with our good friend Richard Green, who helped us to write the book. And it's taken us a year to recall the things that need to be in the book that tells how God prepared us over an entire lifetime, 77 years in my case, less for Linda, and
Not much.
used all of that time to prepare us to be able to financially and to help others, and the desire to walk with God and to help others have food on their table.
So you're not one of those couples that decided to retire and just kind of relax.
Oh, but yes,
Yes,
we
we
did.
were.
Oh, you did? Oh,
We
okay.
were.
Just before my retirement, I bought a very nice new bass boat.
Oh, yeah.
We were able to use it once before we found ourselves working 90 plus hours a week to get the food to Central Alabama. Started out with just a few bags of food at one of the local apartment complexes, and it grew dramatically.
When Jim and I took this on, we actually held hands and prayed and said, Lord, okay, this is your ministry. This is not our ministry. This is yours. And so we're going to do it. And we have, and we said we knew we were giving up our vacation, our trips out, anywhere. We would, Alabama Childhood Food would come first with us.
Right.
And it has over the years. And it is still his ministry. We give him all the glory and all the praise for it.
Wonderful.
And God has blessed us and blessed the ministry. I mean, triple fold. You cannot outgive God, let me tell you. You just cannot. And it's been wonderful to just to step back and see. This is the 11th year now.
Goodness.
And you can just see his hand all the way through. And even during COVID, when COVID first hit, we had so much going out the door that we thought, well, this is it. We were
Gonna have to
depleted.
close,
I mean,
yes.
and you couldn't buy anything.
That's true. That's true.
So we just held hands and said, Lord, if this is it, this is the end, that's fine. But it was just like that. Everything started opening up, money started coming in, and we could buy stuff even when other people couldn't buy anything. I mean, it was amazing.
Wow. That's
So
great.
here we are. We're still in business.
That's
And
awesome.
it's humorous to me. We get loads of food from some odd places, especially truckers who come through Sylacauga. They'll have an extra pallet of this or an extra pallet of that. On one occasion, we got 486 dozen eggs.
Oh.
And I looked up and prayed to the Lord and said, what really goes good with eggs? And the very next truck that came down our driveway had 400 pounds of bacon.
Oh, goodness. I love that. God is so good.
He
That
really
wonderful.
is, I'm telling you.
We're gonna pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Jim and Linda.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Jim and Linda Jones, and here is God's hands, feet, and heart. Whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me. I quote from Matthew. That is wonderful, and that is what you guys are doing. You are being the hands and feet and heart of Jesus there. We only have just a few minutes, so I want to make sure we cover everything. If someone wants to help you out, you said donations. Is that food,
Food or money.
Any of that?
We're very excited about both.
Right,
And even $1 will feed a child several meals. It's up to 6 meals.
Oh,
So even a minimal donation is very valuable.
Because I'm assuming you're able to purchase food at a better price.
We can get
Right.
food at 16 cents a can.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
so we can
What
feed
you pay
somebody.
for $1, we get for 16 cents. So.
Goodness.
Yeah.
So I know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So in addition, we need money and food.
Mm-hmm.
We covet people's prayers because that's a key to our organization, and we continue to need a lot of volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have to be super strong, we have some people to do the heavy lifting, but just come and support us in any way you can. Help sort a few vegetables, and you will have helped thousands of people in just one morning.
And there's a truck.
And those two college kids came to pick up food at one of the local grocery stores just this past 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So you utilize a lot of people.
Yes.
I
We use
know,
it
and
lots
that's
of
great.
people.
Yes.
And we're very thankful for our volunteers. Without them, we'd be in deep water.
Yeah, so would we at the library. Volunteers are wonderful. I know we've got just about a couple of minutes. Again, if someone needs help, a family or a child or whatever, they call 938-201-2129.
And that's just an answer machine. They have to leave their name and telephone number.
Okay.
Somebody will call them right back and give them an appointment right away. There's no wait for an appointment.
Good.
And the child, if they need food, all they have to do is tell their teacher or counselor.
Yeah. What schools do you serve here?
All of City of Sylacauga, all of Talladega County, all the schools in Coosa County, schools in St. Clair, Calhoun, and Clay
And
County.
Shelby.
And Shelby County. There's
Wow.
eight counties that we are available to serve in, and we're thankful that God provides the food.
That is great. And I feel sure, we talked the other day, your hope is that other people in other areas will start a similar organization.
Yes.
Absolutely. We think that over 20 different little groups have duplicated what we're doing, and it's not about Jim and Linda, it's about what God is doing to feed His people in Central Alabama.
That is
We just
wonderful.
want the children to be fed, you know.
Yes.
And if you feed the families, that helps the child also.
It certainly does. And we didn't really touch on food insecurity, but I know that's such a big problem in
It's a
our
hot
area.
button in our life.
Yeah, school teachers see that, school staff see that. So important for children to be well fed and safe and to be able to learn.
Amen.
Well, thank y'all so much for everything you do, how you're spending your retirement working probably harder than most of us do. And I appreciate you being here. And see if you can go help with prayer or donations or food and help Jim and Linda, and check out their book. If you distribute, I will provide. Thank you so much for joining me at Library Connection.